Good morning. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2. We had completed till verse 37. So today we will start with verse 38. Before we do that, I will give you a small recap of what we did yesterday. Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna that you should not show this kind of attitude where I don't want to fight. If you behave in this manner, it is very detrimental to a person like you. You are a soldier. Your job is to fight. And naturally you will be derided by the whole world. Everybody outside this battlefield also are going to say something bad to you. And the people who are there fighting the battle, they will also consider you as somebody who is not worthy of fighting a battle. And that is where we had stopped. A person should, if a person does like this, there is no question of getting a heaven also. So we are doing Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 verse 38. Treating alike victory and defeat, gain and loss, pleasure and pain. Get ready for the battle. Fighting thus, you will not incur sin. So here Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna that you have to consider defeat or victory. That means whether you win or you lose, whether you get good results or bad results, whatever the kind of results that may be coming. Or if you find that there is a loss, that means you lose the kingdom or you gain a kingdom. Remember, the Pandavas are fighting for their right to get the kingdom back. So they are all fighting so that they can win back the entire kingdom. And the Kauravas are fighting because they want to retain what they have. So he says, there is pleasure and pain. Now these are two extremes, as you can see. So what does that mean to a person? If someone gets a lot of money, the person is very happy. And when someone loses money, he is very sad. Now there is a place called Las Vegas, I think most of the people lose money over there. It is once in a blue moon somebody wins. And of course, the idea everybody has is I want to win. But mostly they lose. This is a very common thing in this world. You will ask this question, why does this happen like that? Well, let me give you an understanding. If there are 10 teams playing, it is only that one team is a winner. 9 of them are losers. Isn't that how it works? Everybody wants to become the number one. Only one person can become number one. The rest nobody can become. It's a very common phenomenon with literally everybody in this world. You can aim for the skies. Only one can reach. The rest will not reach. So, but yet everybody tries, isn't it? We all love to try. But there are losses. In the battlefield also there are losses. Likewise in life as well. See, there is a beautiful person. Everybody is thinking, oh, I want to get married to this person. But only one person gets to marry that person. The rest don't. So what happens to the rest of the people? They get very upset. Likewise, these 9 other teams from the 10 get very upset that we lost this. Even in elections also, you will find that one is a winner, rest everybody is a loser. There might be about 20 people or 30 people standing for election for one seat. Only one person wins. Rest everybody loses. So the losses are far greater than the wins. So now Shri Krishna is saying, even if you win or you lose, it's a battlefield. It can be anything. It can be a sports field also. It can be your life also. In life also we have tried hundreds of times to do things. And we have said, I want to do this, I want to do this. You will find that very rarely can you achieve your objective. As a youngster, you have definitely aimed for making millions or billions, I am sure. As a young person, a young Turk, you want to make a lot of money, you want to succeed, you want to do this, you want to do that. And there used to be books, in the past. I still remember, they were called Mills and Boons. Okay, and in that there was always the TDH, that is tall, dark, handsome man. Everybody wants to marry this tall, dark, handsome man. And he has got a yacht, he's got a aircraft, and he has a lot of money. Right? But hardly one person gets to do that. So in both the cases, you will find that dissatisfaction is there and only one satisfaction. So losses are greater, wins are less, but Krishna says you should not get disturbed in either case. It's a big want, isn't it? I should not get disturbed in either case. How is that possible? See, the scripture over here, which is called the Bhagavad Gita, tells us a very important word. That word is called equanimity of mind. So the subject introduced over here is equanimity of mind. Whether it is hot or cold, whether it is a win or a loss, whether you get defeated or you win the war, doesn't matter. With whatever happens, you should have equanimity of mind at all points in time. Now, treating alike victory and defeat. Can you treat these two alike? 99.9% of the people will say no. We want victory. But can you consider both these as same? No, you cannot treat them in the same manner. Likewise, gain and loss. Suppose you have put a lot of money in the stock exchange. You lose that money. And you are at your wit's end. What am I supposed to do? Can you have equanimity of mind at that point in time when you have lost so much money? It's impossible. Likewise, suppose you are able to sell your company for the highest bidder. You gain a lot of money. You can sell your company for billions of dollars. And when you sold your company for billions of dollars, naturally you are going to feel very happy with it. Krishna says over here, in both these cases, you cannot show any discomfort or feeling very happy. So you have to treat both these, victory and defeat, gain and loss, pleasure and pain. You have to make them, have a same equanimity of mind. You should have equanimity of mind and not get disturbed whatsoever. So he says you do this and get into the battlefield. Fighting thus, you will not incur sin. The last word is very, very important. When you consider whatever activity that you do in this world, any activity that you do, whether you are eating or drinking, whether you are sleeping or waking up, whether you are doing exercise or whether you are doing nothing. See, people love to sit in one place. They say couch potato. So a person is a couch potato and the other person is really doing so many exercises, running, going either thither. In both these cases, you should not be disturbed. That means if you are doing this exercise, don't keep on saying, I will do this much exercise, I will lose so much weight, I will have nice muscle, I will do this, I will do that, I will get this. No, don't say those words. People have a habit of saying that I am doing exercise for losing 5 kilos weight or 10 kilos weight. No. Where is equanimity over there? Or there are people, you will find they are just sitting and doing nothing. Okay? And they keep on piling up weight. Why is it happening? Have you ever inquired why that happens to them? So this is a big question you should ask yourself. I'm not providing the answer over here just now. We will come to the answer once we do this slowly. Because this is not a lesson where you can get instant answer. This is not instant coffee or I'm going to Starbucks and taking a cup from there. No. You have to follow spiritual path slowly and steadily. I have a lot of people coming to me and they want instant results. I'm sorry, if there is someone who is offering you instant result, then you are the biggest fool in the world. Don't go to such a person who says, you're going to lose weight and this is going to happen and that is going to happen. That is utter nonsense. You're going to become a spiritually perfect person. It never happens. Think about Buddha. Think about Jesus Christ. Think about all these great people, including Shri Krishna himself. He had to go to his Gurudev. He had to get the training. And minimum amount of training that is required for a person who is on the path of Sattva, minimum amount is 12 years. So it is not a short duration of time. To get a degree, how many years do you require? Ask yourself that. If you want to become a graduate in some particular subject, how many years have you spent studying? From your kindergarten to the graduation level, you have spent a long time. It's anywhere after 12 years to 16 years. At that point in time, you should not feel elated that, I have done this. Or feel depressed or down and out when something doesn't happen in the way that you want. That is what Krishna is telling Arjuna over here. Okay, so we will move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, verse 39. Arjuna, this attitude of mind has been presented to you from the view of Jnana Yoga. Now hear the same as presented from the standpoint of Karma Yoga, that is the yoga of selfless action. Equipped with this attitude of mind, you will be able to throw off completely the shackles of karma. And this is a very important line. When I was starting this particular chapter, did I not tell you that this is the sum total of all the chapters in one? Chapter 2 is having knowledge from chapter 2 to chapter 18. That means it's the sum total of the entire knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita is there in chapter 2. Alright? So what does he say? What I said to you just now, that you should not get upset or angry if you have lost it, or you should not feel elated and happy if you have won. Have this equanimity of mind. Don't get disturbed. So the attitude of mind has been presented to you from the point of view of Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is, there are 3 yogas taught by Shri Krishna. Alright? There are only 3. There is no 4th yoga. Only 3. And Shri Krishna is the highest of the God, by the way. Okay? He is the supreme divine consciousness. So there is no fourth yoga over here. So let us not go in that direction. So there are only three yogas. The first yoga is called the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the path of knowledge. The second one is called Karma Yoga. The Karma Yoga is the action oriented. So it's a path of action. And the third yoga is Bhakti Yoga, which means the path of love and devotion. So there are these three parts which you need to know. First is knowledge path, second one is action path, and the third one is devotional path. So you have to only know these three. In all these, Shri Krishna will prove to us that the first path of what is called as the knowledge path is the most difficult of all. And he doesn't recommend that. The second path is called the path of knowledge, which is action oriented, which he doesn't recommend again. The third path which is called the devotional path. Sri Krishna 100% recommends this path because it doesn't involve too much of action nor too much of thinking. Got the answer? So, we are going to do these three paths separately in different chapters. But right now in the second chapter, Sri Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna, the first path I have already revealed to you, the path of knowledge. So the path of knowledge says that you should not get disturbed. That means you should have equanimity of mind. Okay? When there is a loss or a gain, there is a defeat or a win, whatever may happen in your life, don't get disturbed. Have equanimity of mind. That means samabhav. Have that knowledge that all this is utter nonsense. Alright? Because who is telling you this? The mind tells you. The mind is telling you all this. If you have to understand what this is, once I finish this, I will give you an understanding of what this is all about. Till that time, think about what is being said. First, he says, you need to follow the path of Jnana Yoga, which tells you, do not get disturbed in any which way. Have equanimity of mind. It's called the path of knowledge. Then he says, now I am going to explain to you the second path, which is called the path of action. So he says, now hear the same thing. Whatever, that means loss or gain, victory or defeat. Alright? Same as presented from the standpoint of Karma Yoga, action orientation. Equipped with this attitude of mind, you will be able to throw off completely the shackles of karma. If you are equipped with this attitude of mind, the mind is the main crux in everything. It is one object which you need to overcome. Your objective in your life should be, I have to overcome my mind. If you do not have this attitude of overcoming the mind, you will not be winning anything. So Sri Krishna is telling that you got to overcome your mind. So first he has explained the path of knowledge. Now he is going to take up the path of action, which is Karma Yoga. So let us see. So we are doing Bhagavad Gita Chapter 2 verse 40. In this path of selfless action, there is no loss of effort, nor is there fear of contrary result. Even a little practice of this discipline saves one from the terrible fear of birth and death. So here he is given the entire path of what is called as action in this one line. So what does he say? He says, in this path of selfless action, this is a very critical word, selfless action. If I have to explain this word to you simply, it means don't take credit. Got it? Selfless action, in other words, means don't take credit for it. So whatever action that you do, don't take credit for it. Don't keep on saying, I did it, I did it, I did it. Should never be the case. You have to avoid taking credit of all the actions. So whatever you do, whether it is culminating into a loss or a gain, whether you are winning or losing. So let us say if you are doing something which is going to help another human being. So if you are helping your mother or father, or if you are helping your children achieve their objective, don't keep on taking credit for it. Don't say, I gave this to my father, I gave this to my mother. Or don't say to your children or the world, I educated them, I gave them this understanding, I am the one who did this. So selfless action is when you don't take credit for it. Don't utter a word also. Don't say that I did. So that is called selfless action. Don't bother about it. It's your duty to do your duty. Alright? So just do that action and don't bother about it. So here he says, in this path of selfless action, there is no loss of effort. So suppose if you do some selfless action, let us say you are doing some very great work, maybe building a canal for the betterment of the village, okay? Or you are helping society in some way. Say in our world, what we do is, we love to say donate to a temple, or we love to give charity. So when we give charity, what is the first thing that people ask, In India, they will say, can you give me a certificate for it, so that I can take income tax benefit. So you are giving charity so that you can take income tax benefit? Then it is not a selfless action. Selfless action means without any provocation, without anybody telling you, you have to do the action. So anybody who does any action without any provocation, that action is free from karma. Did you get it? Any action, whatever the action might be, it can be just teaching another child. You teach someone, say, this is what happens. Or you tell that child something. Whenever you do that, don't be under this impression that I am giving the knowledge. In my world, I always tell people, God uses idiots like you to pass on the knowledge to somebody else. So I hope you understand what I mean. If you have to give some money to some poor person, God uses idiots like you to pass the money on to that person. Okay? So don't keep on saying, I gave, I gave, I gave. At the end of the day, everything works by the will of God, isn't it? So that is why I say that. So it is very important not to take credit. So here he says, there should be, so when you are doing this selfless action, there is no loss of effort. Whatever effort that you are putting in, don't keep on saying, I work so hard for this, I work so hard for this. People love to do that. When they are giving their examination, or when they are appearing for some great results or something like that, whatever, maybe they are going for Harvard, maybe they are attempting a job interview, or whatever the case might be. They will keep on praising themselves by, I put in so much of effort, I did this, I did that. Don't ever say those words. Okay? Think about it. You have a car. It is driving you from your house to your office. So every time when you switch it off, the car turns around and says to you, I drove you till your office. Okay? You should thank me for that. I mean, just imagine. If the car team turns around and talks to you like this, what is going to happen? And the entire universe does this. Oh, you are using my glass of water, so you should thank me for the glass of water. Really? When you are not expecting this kind of a results from these people or these things, the bed will say, you went to sleep on me, okay? You should thank me when you get up. The pillow is also going to say the same thing. Would you like it? I'm just animating them, okay, in your mind. It's the same thing. You are just a tool in the hand of God. Don't keep on taking, credit for the effort that you have done. Of course you are supposed to do that. Of course you are supposed to look after your parents. Of course you are supposed to look after the property. Got the answer? So Krishna is saying, don't keep on saying that I am fighting this war, I am fighting this war. You are not a fighting person over here. Remember, I am the one who has put you over there. Okay? So whatever action you are going to do, I am going to use your body to perform that action. So suppose I have to use a sword like this, I am going to use your body for performing that action. So don't keep on taking credit. I did it. Got it? This is a very important learning. Then he says, even a little practice of this discipline. You should practice this discipline constantly in your life. Try doing this. Try doing this. Don't take credit for anything. Okay? Do those actions and don't keep on saying, I did it. This if you practice, even for a very, very short duration, even while you are writing something, you are eating something, don't keep on saying, I am eating this food so that I can have a better health. Got it? Don't eat food because you should have better health. That is telling the world, I am doing this for getting that result. Got it? So Shri Krishna is telling us very clearly over here, don't do this kind of a thing. And a little practice of this discipline saves one from the terrible fear of birth and death. The moment you do this, the moment you don't take credit and you perform an action just like that, where you're supposed to just perform that action and not bother your head about it, that I put so much of effort and I had to do this, why I had to do this. Got it? Even if it is washing clothes or even washing vessels in your own house, don't keep on saying, I have to wash those vessels, I have to clean the house, I have to do this. No. When you have to drop your kids to school, don't keep on saying, every day I have to drop them. You should do it selflessly. And when you do this selflessly, the first thing that happens is the cycle of birth and death is curtailed. Got it? I hope you understood this lesson. So we have taken two actions over here. One is, the first action is called the path of knowledge. And the second one is the path of action. Alright? So the same thing is being told to Arjuna. It says, in the path of knowledge, whenever you are doing anything, don't allow your mind to get disturbed. Have equanimity of mind. So whether you win or you lose, say it does not matter. Have that peace within you. Don't let your mind go into that. Otherwise, you're going to get upset. So having this equanimity of mind is the path of knowledge. The path of action is, when you perform an action, don't take credit for it. Did you get this one line clear? So if you have understood, then don't bother in the first instance with your mind. Second time, don't bother of taking credit for it. These are the two paths which he has explained. There is a third path which is called the path of devotion. That will be explained to you later. So we have come to verse 40. So we will stop over here. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye.